Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Infi and Chaemiko taking place here on, well, Ancient Isle. Gonna go ahead and get things all set up and get them all out of the way. Do I need to adjust my microphone? Let's see if I can do this properly. Trying to adjust my microphone, get this all properly set up. Sorry for the delay today. 1080 makes it laggy for me. WarCraft, hi Bruce Lee of WarCraft 3 casters. Okay, am I the only Asian American caster? Maybe, or am I Asian American or American Asian now? I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. We are going to be looking at it is going to be a human versus human mirror match, Infi versus Chaemiko, and I honestly can say that a human should be able to win this game. If you guys are getting lag watching at 1080p on Twitch, go ahead and tune it down. Otherwise, you can go ahead and watch it on YouTube. YouTube actually has really good compression, and what I try to do is I try to upload the most raw file that I can that doesn't make me go crazy. So I'm sure some of you guys know it's usually about like what 1.2 gigs for 10 minutes. So some of the recent uploads have been like almost 6 gigs in terms of uploading, and then YouTube, with their crazy good algorithms, is able to compress it, keep the 1080p while offering really good clarity. So yeah, that's the reason why I try to uploading it and recording it in just the highest raw format that I can. It costs me a little bit more per month to get internet that can actually support it, but you guys are worth it, and well, that's what bits are for. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. Footmen now gonna go ahead, scout out across the map, the red and blue footmen passing each other here through the center, as we are gonna see them run past the tavern. It is gonna be an Archmage versus Archmage matchup. No big surprise there, as we are going to see both sides clearing out this 5-3-3 creep camp relatively fast. Now, the big questions is, how are these players going to start to deviate from each other? You can see that Chaemiko is just using militia, doing a good job off over here. The footmen of Infi quickly scouting it out, and I'll probably just refer to them as red and blue throughout the rest of the matchup. Hopefully you guys know who is who. The blue Archmage is going to go ahead and pick up a Tome of Agility. Meanwhile, back at the other side, it is going to be Gloves of Haste, 14, 17, 20, with 450 hit points compared to 14, 18, 19. So Tome of Intelligence versus Tome of Agility. Infi lucking out a little bit there. All right, we are going to be getting one Arcane Tower, and Chaemiko setting up a second Scout Tower. This does come as a surprise, as lumber is very important during the early stages of the game. And setting up a second Scout Tower, well, that is going to put you behind by, what, 70 lumber. And by doing so, that is going to delay your tech to tier 2. Let's take a look off to the north here. You can see more farms being added. We're going to look at, what, 235 over 168, 178 lumber versus 203. Perhaps he's waiting to upgrade to tier 2 and then doing this Scout Tower. But if that's the case, then why would you even bother building this Scout Tower now? You could have had plenty of time to tech to tier 2 already, and you would have a faster time getting there. Archmage now heading off to the north, gonna go ahead, go after the red Drake here. Forest Troll Berserker also added in there as well. As you can see, a Forest Troll Shadow Priest clearing out the creep camp here on Ancient Isle. Gonna be very fast, as you can take a look. If you can't, if you don't have enough units to deal damage to the air, just go ahead and hire them. And that's exactly what we see here. Both sides pretty much with the same exact build orders. Archmage up to level 3. For the red with True Shot Aura. Meanwhile, we see True Shot Aura for Chaemiko as well. This is a true mirror match, except for the Archmage on the red Archmage attacking a little bit faster, while the blue Archmage is doing a little bit more damage. Who comes out ahead? I really do not know when it all comes down to it. Archmage now picking up a Healing Ward, going to be able to use this to really mitigate much of the damage. Also, this Forest Troll Shadow Priest purposely shifting to healing the lowest hit point footman. Good micro, or just good sense right there, as we now see a Scroll of Town Portal being used. Footman in a mad rush back now, as the Archmage comes back with Healing Ward. We're going to see some Abolish Magic right there and getting some easy free experience. Footman now with Defend on both sides, as this low hit point Footman from the blue going to get taken out. Footman now need to retreat back once more, as we should be looking at a tech to tier 2 on both sides. And somehow Infi, the red human player, is the first one to start teching to tier 2. Alright, I say somehow just because it looked as though Chaemiko could have teched to tier 2 much earlier, decided against it, had the second arcane tower, and well, he knows that his base is very, very well protected. Archmage coming across here should be able to finish off this creep camp very nicely. No very good consumable item coming around this time around, but Chaemiko does pick up a Ring of Regeneration. Ring of Regeneration will help, especially if the human does try to go tri-hero, but very, very rarely, hello, YKJ2831, very rarely do you ever see a human mirror match actually go to castle. Now, some people had asked in previous episodes, or in the last mirror match, how come it only comes down to spellbreakers? How come you don't really see knights being used? And the big reason for that is to get to knights, you have to spend a large amount of gold in order to even get to castle. And during that time, you end up, well, falling behind in terms of the overall supply. All right, Staff of Teleportation. Archmage is now going to go ahead and join in, trying to finish off that Forest Troll Shadow Priest. It gets taken down. Meanwhile, Forest Troll Berserker down to 78 hit points. Is it going to be able to escape as the Archmage? Oh, getting pathed by a Footman. Beautifully done right there. All right. Let's take a look at this Footman, now looking to pull back once more. Archmage coming across on the other side, getting in some easy damage from the other end as well, but the Footmen have to be extremely careful. Archmage here does have Boots of Speed, doesn't have a Scroll of Town Portal. Meanwhile, Chaemiko still regenerating some hit points with that Ring of Regeneration, and he decides to buy a pair of Nikes from the local Goblet Merchant shop as well. All right, Keep nearly done here. Meanwhile, back off to the north, we should be seeing Keep done. Dual Arcane Sanctums. Still no Arcane Vault yet by Infi. So that means that we should be looking at Priest before we are looking at Spellbreakers. All right, Panda coming in from Chaemiko. Interesting choice there, as we know how effective the Mountain King is in a long-term match. Also, Spellbreakers are going to make this significantly weaker, but if Chaemiko actually tries to head fake and purposely go for tier 3, allowing him to get knights to counter the Spellbreakers, that might actually be better. The Panda also very effective against anti-air units, since they do tend to clump up, and a very early Panda can get to level 3 Breath of Fire fairly fast. Drunken Haze Breath of Fire does do a lot of damage. Alright, however, Infi doing a great job, clears out another Goblin Laboratory and picks up a Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead, well, often known as Book of Wind, as you're able to summon in a lot of units, but with dual Arcane Towers in the base here, well, that Book of the Dead is just going to be a flash in the pan, so to speak. Alright, Panda now down here to the south. Boots of Speed now given, well, it should be given to the Archmage. Meanwhile, Footman gonna get taken out. Stormbolt onto the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. Is it gonna survive? It looks like it will. Able to teleport away as the Mountain King gets to level 2. Water Elemental gonna go ahead and get taken down here. Archmage coming back across off to the north. You can take a look. Units are moving back around here. This Forest Troll Berserker gonna get taken out. Oh, looks like he's gonna try to get healed, and it is still healed. Oh, not enough. Just not enough right there, as the Footman now needs to back off again. All right, the Gloves of Haste having a significant impact, at least in this game, allowing for the taking down of that one unit. Archmage needs to take down this one scout farm, or this farm inside his base, unable to break free. Meanwhile, Infi is just able to put pressure on the door while getting his own Mountain King to level 3. Priest are getting healed back up here. We are still looking at tier 1, and you can take a look at this. Archmage is going to be able to squeeze through this one location. Farm and the Altar of Kings has a large enough gap right there. Meanwhile, Archmage, well, could be in a little bit of trouble. Panda is in position trying to go after those units. Boots of Speed on the Archmage, though, allowing that to run extremely fast and get away. You see dual arcane towers getting set up by the red human player already. Expansion attempt already underway, as we're looking at, well, Tome of Strength getting taken down. Mountain King gets to level 3. Panda still sitting at level 1. And how did he finish off the remainder of that creep? That is huge. Archmage sitting at level 4. Panda wants to get some Breath of Fires down in order to get to level 2. Is he going to be able to finish off more of those Footmen? That is the big question, as you now see, well, This expansion gonna get destroyed before it even gets up. Scout Tower is completely, well, stopping their upgrades already. Panda might get to level 2 off of Peasants, and that would actually be a very big deal there. Drunken Haze gonna definitely help. Arcane Tower is now taken down, as the Archmage once more is going to try and put on pressure, drops a Water Elemental and Book of the Dead. All right, Book of the Dead, Arcane Tower. You can see that the Archmage out of mana now needs to switch targets over here to all of these summoned units. And what is happening here? Archmage losing a lot of mana. Here we go. There's the repair. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal? I do not see it. Why put pressure onto the Archmage at this point? No real mana. Go after those skeletal minions instead. And now the dual Arcane Towers quickly destroyed as it tried to remove mana that the Archmage did not have. Archmage does have a Staff of Teleportation, should be able to get out of any bad spots as the Archmage gets to level 5 and will be able to drop an additional Water Elemental here shortly. Panda in the front, absorbing a lot of damage. Spellbreakers, there's a Staff of Teleportation. It will be able to get away and, well, just feed a little bit of experience to the Panda and the remaining units. During this time, though, Archmage and the Mountain King clearing out his opponent's creep camp. Red is just absolutely being a bully at this point, stealing his opponent's creeps, but you can see that there still are no Spellbreakers. Dual Arcane Sanctums, the Arcane Sanctums, those Stormbolt onto a Priest, looks like a previous game that I just cast. Spellbreakers are going to be on the map, and they should be able to focus down onto those priests fairly easily. We finally start seeing some of Infi's Spellbreakers as well, as the Mountain King takes a bash and a Stormbolt, already taking a large amount of damage. Potion of Invulnerability. Is the Panda going to be able to get out of a bad spot? Does, in fact, get out of a bad spot right there. Uses a regeneration, should be using a Breath of Fire, already has the necessary mana. Scroll of Healing used right there, as the Panda has to be very careful. Alright, are we going to perhaps see Breath of Fire? There you go, some damage being dealt across multiple units, as you see a massive number of disenchants. Panda in question right now is a Healing Ward in the back, another big disenchant right now, as the Panda perhaps going to try to get another Breath of Fire off. Alright, there's that Breath of Fire, and all of those front units taking much more damage. The Spellbreakers in the back able to absorb a good amount of that damage and fight past those footmen. Archmage could be in trouble. What is it trying to do? We see a surround here. This was an absolutely horrible spot to be in. Breath of Fire finishes off Infi's Archmage, and now all bets are off on who's going to win. Infi losing control of that Archmage for a split second, and that's all it took. A split second loss, and now a level 5 Archmage has been taken down. Alright, Panda gonna lose a bunch of mana. Oh, gonna switch back here, let the Spellbreakers lose some of that. You see the reveal. Panda's gonna try to get into position. Let's see what's gonna be happening next. Units are now moving back off to the north, ready for the engagement, as the Panda does sit at level 3. Alright, with those towers, well, one footman with the Fen will be able to reflect some of that damage back, and you can take a look at that footman. He's not taking much damage there. That should actually be enough to finish all that off. Panda, Breath of Fire, goes ahead and takes a Stormbolt. Is he going to be able to survive long enough as he tries to pull back again? A lot of healing coming back once more. Panda could turn around, Breath of Fire again, another Stormbolt onto a Priest, and Mountain Kings do not like Priest, apparently, as you see the Mountain King just doing absolute terrible damage across multiple units. Another Breath of Fire going across multiple units here. Archmage getting up to level 5. This Archmage was resurrected at the tavern, hence why he is back in the game so much, but that is a very big, heavy loss. Alright, Footman now trying to fight back here. Not going to be able to win this 3v1, considering there is also a Footman in that battle as well. Alright, Infi having to recoup, giving his opponent a lot of experience. That Archmage got up to level 5, the Panda now up to level 3, going up against a 5-4. You got to remember, at one point, it was a 5-3 compared to, I believe, a 4-1. That Panda did not have that much level, and the Breath of Fire was not yet scary. Stormbolt onto a Priest right there. Footman going to go ahead and try and engage. Panda, is it going to be able to get a Breath of Fire off? No, it's not. Hey, oh Lord, Adric, how you doing? As we were taking a look, Archmage once again able to push through. No Arcane Towers rebuilt, and with that, the Archmage, well, is able to handle a lot of, do a lot right here. Alright, Water Elementals, fighting back here. Archmage is going to go ahead and run back inside. It does have a Staff of Teleportation, no way to really stun it, as you see the Water Elemental will get taken out. Meanwhile, Mountain King knocking on the front door. Loses a little bit of mana once more. Spellbreakers do have 2-1 upgrades. Let's take a look at the overall population count. It is 50 compared to 49. We are dead even in this match. Archmage, this time around, invisible. Also with the Scroll of Town Portal. Wants to continue with this harassment. And hey, Pukuni, thank you. Thank you for watching. Archmage drops a Water Elemental, now going after these Arcane Towers. Arcane Tower number 1 already down. Arcane Tower number 2 could get taken down as well. There it goes, as the Archmage continues to do more harassment. Running back on the inside here, that Water Elemental could have perhaps just tried to sit in that location and block off any units. There's some disenchants. Water Elemental quickly taken out as the Archmage is still trying to battle it up. Alright, Forest Troll Shadow Priest. No Abolish Magics available as the Forest Troll Shadow Priest tries to run back, taking a lot of damage here. Let's take a look at this. Priest is taking a lot of damage as well. How come there is no more disenchants whatsoever? Unable to save that unit as the Archmage able to use a Potion of Invulnerability to try and escape. Panda now in serious trouble, needs to get back. Gonna go ahead and run over to the Arcane Vault in order to buy a Potion of Healing. Priest are trying to heal up as well, as all of the units, well, are going back to their respective corners. Still no expansion by Infi, and that is a cause of concern. Both sides are fairly even right now, and both sides have lost similar amount of units. As you can tell, 50 compared to over 54, 47 over 60. Archmage is at level 5 compared to the Panda's level 3. Archmage is at level 5, and well, the Mountain King is at 4. So far, though, no one wants to try and go for tier 2. But I would believe that Chaemiko would probably be the better one to go into Knights right now. Or, well, if he tried to go into Knights, would it actually help him out all that much, being able to handle the Spellbreakers? And then if you try to transition away from Spellbreakers, the Breath of Fire would be fairly effective. Infi finally setting up that expansion here at the 17-minute, 30-second mark. All right, Archmage goes ahead, drops in. And that Archmage with Water Elemental just causing problems over and over again, as the Mountain King now ready to put pressure here. All right, this front door extremely tight and narrow as the Mountain King Stormbolts onto a Priest. Is it going to get taken down? As you see, Water Elemental is getting taken out here. All right, Priest getting taken out once more. Water Elemental is trying to fight back. Archmage in the back line with that True Shot aura. Panda engaging with Drunken Brawler. Breath of Fire across multiple units. And perhaps some Priests could get taken out as well. Footman trying to fight back here. Goblin Zeppelin doing a great job picking up a whole bunch of units. But there is not going to be enough, as all of the low hit point units have now been dropped inside the base as well. Scroll of Town Portal finally being used. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? No, we are not. More units getting taken out. More blue dead, as Chaemiko down to 42 supply compared to 45. Alright, one lone footman with the Fen trying to fight back at this location here. This expansion has not yet paid for itself, as there was 5 peasants trying to build it. It does increase the cost significantly. And as well as all of these units are trying to engage here, let's take a look at what's going to be happening next. All right, Archmage is in position. Going to go ahead and try to drop a Water Elemental. Some feedback damage. Archmage now losing the healing, as the Panda may try and Breath of Fire off these units. There you go, Breath of Fire. All of a sudden, this expansion has definitely not paid for itself, as the Archmage is still engaging here. Meanwhile, Mountain King trying to engage and will be able to take down the Altar of Kings. You can see the scroll and just a bunch of healing happening back off to the north. Mountain King should be able to finish off the rest of these peasants here. 51 supply compared to 46, as base after base is now getting lost here. There goes the base. Could have tried to take down the peasant. Does in fact take down the peasant as he teleports back. Stormbolt onto the Panda. Panda without Drunken Haze, unable to do very much. Perhaps be able to take down another Spellbreaker. No. Thank you for the follow. No, the Spellbreaker able to slip away. All right, Panda still trying to chase up here. Let's take a look. Lone Footman fighting back. You are getting more and more, well, peasants trying to be trained back up again. And right now, Infi is in the head of Chaemiko, just wondering, how can I attempt to fight against my opponent when he just constantly is in my base? Excuse me. Spellbreakers now in a run back here. No bash has procced as of yet. A little bit of a lucky break. Archmage should perhaps give the Gloves of Haste to the Mountain King to proc that bash more often, as the Archmage now heads off to the north here. All right, there's a bash. Breath of Fire not really doing all that much. You see a lot of healing going across multiple units, but while the priests are healing each other, the Spellbreaker damage is not getting mitigated. Panda now in that back portion is going to be able to get another big Breath of Fire off. Yes, it does. And you can see all of those priests, as long as they're trying to heal something, the Spellbreakers are not going to be healed nearly as much. And this is, well, a little bit of a bad spot for Infi. Infi being forced to retreat. Another Breath of Fire goes down. Panda, well, trying to stay away from those Spellbreakers, as you now see Staff of Teleportation being used. Not Staff, Mass Teleport being used. Mass Teleport. Archmage able to teleport back off to the north here, uses a Clarity Potion. Mountain King also doing pretty much the same exact thing as well, trying to heal back up. 49 supply compared to 49 supply, with 435 gold left in the bank compared to 398. Pretty much even for all intent and purposes. All right, Scout Tower. Perhaps we will be looking at dual Arcane Towers again. A Water Elemental being dropped in, as you see a quick mass teleport inside the base. Lots of damage to be had. And just being able to teleport into this spot right here is just problematic. Water Elementals, Breath of Fire coming across, as the Panda able to get some big damage across multiple units. Mountain King gonna try and engage here. Spellbreakers could turn back around, as the Panda, is it gonna Breath of Fire? Yes, Breath of Fire across multiple units in the front location. That does end up becoming a bit of a problem, as the Panda is currently stuck, not quite sure where to go, as he is not losing mana right now. Another Breath of Fire goes down, and all of these priests are just healing in the back here. Archmage, is he overstaying his welcome? That is the big question. Gonna go ahead and try and Staff of Teleport out. One Spellbreaker does get lost, but now you see them teleporting back the other side. Just teleporting a hop, skip, and a jump away. But because of the way Chaemiko built his base, the Archmage and the Mountain King, Panda, have to run around the far side. Spellbreaker is gonna go ahead and engage. Spellbreaker trying to get away. Looks like it will be able to get away unless he gets bashed in right here. Another Breath of Fire goes down across multiple units. 47 supply compared to 43. Archmage going after all of these units again. Thank you for the follow, as we are gonna look. Water Elemental gonna go ahead and, well, try and back up again. All right, where is that teleport? You see one Goblin Zeppelin in the air. No sight there at all, as the Panda low on mana. Archmage here of Chaemiko also at level 6, so turnabout is fair play. We are getting that Walk of Shame now, long distance mining by Infi. Meanwhile, we still have relatively close mining here, but only for 2 more minutes. The constant harassment has led to slower mining by Chaemiko, but right now that is getting caught back up once more. Archmage does have level 2 Brilliance Aura, only has 240 mana right now. That is a problem. Needs to find a way to get more mana, as a Spellbreaker may try to join in on this fight. All right, units getting picked up and dropped back down. Where are all of these units going to be traveling to next? All right, let's take a look at this. Mountain King looking to get in some target practice. Mountain King is at 5. Has a Clarity Potion, a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Should be trying to get healed back up once more. As you take a look, a Water Elemental just, well, disappearing into nothing. Panda. Hello, K-Real. How you doing? Panda has 220 mana. Priest healing back up for this fight. Chaemiko has the larger army somehow. And let's take a look. Chaemiko right there, Stormbolt onto nothing, as I believe the unit was picked up. All right, let's take a look at total resources. Total resources, Chaemiko is down by about 1,000 gold right now. Population count 50 compared to 52. Spellbreaker is going to go ahead and engage. Panda has nothing to really Breath of Fire, as the units are now looking to pull back again. Let's take a look. Goblin Zeppelin does have a bunch of units. Mountain King gonna go ahead and Staff of Teleportation out of a bad spot there, as the Archmage is still in the front here. Mountain King gonna go ahead and engage. Let's take a look. Scout Tower could have been upgraded. No upgrades as of yet. Breath of Fire not really hitting much of anything, as we're gonna take a look. 2-2 upgrades against 2-2. Pretty much dead even across upgrades again, as the Archmage is sitting at level 6. Fighting with home field advantage should be better for Chaemiko, but he still has not gotten ahead yet. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, I still believe that Chaemiko, if he had gone Knights, would have forced the Spellbreakers to not be as successful and then given more strength. All right, where's that teleport? Where is he teleporting? Teleporting to the other side, and all of a sudden, that positioning is actually fairly good. Panda, however, is taking a lot of damage, going to get picked up and dropped back down behind enemy lines, Spellbreakers, and that short distance teleport actually fairly useful. Panda down to 15 hit points, 28, 29, unable to be picked back up. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability unable to be used, and that is the problem. Archmage now continuing to fight here, and with the Panda gone, all 2 heroes versus 1. This is not a good spot. Mountain King getting close to level 6 now. Archmage sitting at level 6, getting closer to 7, but I believe this game will pretty much be over. Mass teleport just as you are starting to lose units, and that game, or that battle, is now over. 50 supply compared to 47. Mountain King or Panda not bothered to be resurrected. Archmage now trying to make the long trip over, perhaps trying to catch some of these peasants in their long distance gold mining opportunities, but not working out at all. Mountain King, Stormbolt onto the Archmage. Archmage already in serious trouble, down to 398 hit points. Now trying to fight back. Spellbreaker's going to go ahead and engage. Water Elementals in the back line. 50 supply compared to 47. Chaemiko is still a little bit behind here as the Spellbreakers are pulling back once more. Priest joining in on the fight, but the lines of Chaemiko are just all over the place. No Goblin Zeppelin Micro that I can see, but then again, Infi does have a relatively low hit point Mountain King. If that Mountain King, oh, beautiful pick up and drop off, beautiful Zeppelin Micro right there, as the Spellbreakers are now trying to retreat again. New Water Elemental units are now getting picked up and dropped back down. What is happening? The Spellbreakers, well, trying to reposition themselves all over again. 50 supply compared to 45. There goes another Water Elemental. Archmage, well, Mountain King now sitting at 6. Stormbolt onto the Priest, takes it down. Mountain King just a one-man machine as Infi loses the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this game between Infi and Chaemiko.